Welcome back to Grozny, boys. It's nasty, it's brutal, it's bloody. What else do you expect? It continues, guys. This is pretty much part 2 of our first video in Grozny. I warned you guys that this battle is going to take a very, very long time. We found another group of enemy units, and sure enough, it's going to be enemy actual anti-tank units. They're all over the city, pretty much anti-tank units, sniper units. I don't know what I just did there. I just went crazy. They're just all over the damn place. And what we have to do is obviously try to knock them out before they can actually attack our tanks and deal any damage there. Now, our next goal was to get to the Alot crossing. We do have some tanks here trying to kind of move up. They're not really positioned the right way because they are panicked and suppressed. We've also got some infantry here and some extra BMPs that I wanted to unload. So what I'm going to do here is actually make that a priority. We're going to start unloading BMPs, unloading the infantry into the town, and we'll move up from there. I actually think they're safer moving up. Oops, sorry. Oh, what in the world is wrong with you, Agrippa? Sorry, guys. Let's try that again. They're much safer moving up here without vehicles, believe it or not. That's just the situation we find ourselves in. So I'm going to advance, and I want to get to the Alot crossing, but I want to do it carefully. So we're going to advance kind of over here first. We've already got some infantry and vehicles over here kind of hanging out. The command team, I don't want to risk them getting hurt, so I'm keeping them back. And sure enough, we got some ammunition cooking off here. But so far, we don't have to worry about the rest of Grozny over here to the west. We're really just focusing on the center of the city itself. That's the main goal, and that's another reason I want to take all these BMPs and just make sure they're all unloaded from their infantry. With the infantry, we'll actually go ahead and move in here and do a major attack. That guy's already ready to go. Let's get this guy to do the same thing. Now, this is Armored Brigade, so we will be doing some editing here to pretty much skip certain parts, because just to get our infantry here, it's going to take about 2 minutes for the actual BMPs to start moving. Then, of course, we have to worry about potentially getting shot at by the enemy. I'm actually going to go ahead and... Actually, I'll scout with the tank. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and scout forward up to Alot crossing. Already got one of our BMPs moving up, prepared to drop the men off. And we still have air support from, our actual air units. I'm just not going to call it in yet. I won't call it in until we have a target for sure. Now, we've also got another group moving in, and because of the marshlands here, the swamps, etc., it's quite difficult to move into Grozny. So this is going to take a while. And we can actually go ahead and grab the boys we've got here at the airfield. We could grab some of the HQs. I think it's time to bring some of the HQs in. But look at this. We've got an IFV taking fire already. What I'm going to do is get these guys to start advancing into town. This area is fairly safe. We'll kind of make a wave maneuver, so we'll stop here and then move east, and from there I'll unload into the center here, just to see if we take any fire, and then we can sort of change our plans accordingly. Oh boy. Don't sound good. That poor BMP just got destroyed. I think we got it on sound on specific unit. Hold on one second. So you can actually change the audio to reflect locked unit or just the entire scene. So I'm just going to go ahead and orient us to the entire scene. It's going to be a little louder. I hope you guys don't mind, but I kind of like it this way. These boys are ready to go, man. I don't want to move the HQ up, but look at these infantry units. Strike Force 1. That's what we're calling this one. Strike Force 1. We're pushing them all the way to the crossing. Maybe we should also take this unit. I guess that's just the sound of our massive maneuver here with the HQs. Moving everybody down here. We just hear a bunch of... Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Bunch of movement just from these vehicles. I mean, it's a huge move. Of course, just pushing all the way down with all these vehicles. We've got to do it. Also, because most of our headquarters are there, the headquarters are going to, boost sort of the fighting spirit of our men, make it easier for them to accomplish this task. Now, we've also got a lot of units here, as you can see, that have unloaded or just tank units hanging out. So I'm going to grab them as well, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm adding them to Strike Force 1 here, and we are advancing on Altskaya. We'll actually go through the Chelyutsky Street, the Academic Pavlov Street, all of these streets. We're pretty much going down the side streets and not in the main road to get here, so we're attacking from 2 different locations. Now look at that, the BMP is already taking fire. Oh boy. We're even taking fire over here on the recovery vehicle. Now that could be mortar fire from the enemy. I believe it is. Welcome, commanders. Welcome to hell. We did not move these units, so what I'm going to do is unload, get some more infantry out here. Let's unload, yeah, something like this. Mech infantry squad is taking fire, so I was worried about this, but it looks like it's indirect fire. That's going to be, for sure, mortars. We're going to try to advance still. Let's get to the station. Alright, sure enough, look at that, more Chechens in the house right there. We've got some ammunition cooking off, but we've spotted potentially a Chechen unit right there. As soon as our men can actually see him properly, they'll be able to return fire. And actually, the tank, look at our T-80, is turning that barrel towards that house. Oh, no, maybe not. No, he's going to keep it down here. Alright, guys, we'll return when we actually see some contact. We've got a lot going on here, a lot of movement happening. But, you know, we're not quite there yet. Still a long way to go. Get into position, men. Alright, guys, hell of a gunfight here. We just destroyed the enemy heavy mortar team. And if you watch the first actual episode of us in Grozny, you'll see that the enemy mortar teams are a problem. There's a whole lot of them, man. And what I want to do here, let's actually stop our BMP here. We're going to unload. Some of our scout teams are also retreating. We tried to bring them up first to sort of scout out the area here near Alotskaya Crossing, but no luck. So we are just pretty much trying to move up with tanks. We've even got some BMPs ready to go, and we know better because the enemy's got plenty of anti-tank weapons to take out our BMPs, but we also don't really have much of a choice. We've got to keep advancing here to try and take that crossing. I know we're not going to take it without a really aggressive push. And once we have that, we pretty much have, you know, we've already got Katoyama Station, although look at this. Katoyama Station is already being attacked by enemy troops. We're just going to try to make contact with them. A lot of them are over here. And what we want to do is keep Katoyama Station, take the crossing. Then we can have this whole area over here to the west. We can move all of our units in from the airfield, and we can make a major push for the center of Grozny. Of course, as many of you know, it wasn't just the beginning of the Battle of Grozny that was vicious. It was actually sort of the middle when the Russians made it into the city. At that point, they were cut off and just stuck right here in the middle. So that's where we're headed right now. Not the safest place in the world, but we got to do what we got to do. Look at that. T-80 was actually abandoned here. Now, thankfully, the crew will probably survive, but they completely left that tank there. It's kind of hanging out there for most of the battle. I can't say I blame them. Alright, here we go. Getting close. Getting very close. What the hell is that? Deleting that waypoint. Advancing. Oh, sorry. One of our BMPs is already taking fire. Let's see which one it is. Okay, so this is actually far from the city. Wow. Must be, oh my goodness. Enemy ground units, guys. We just spotted a tracked vehicle, a Chechen tracked vehicle over here that made it all the way out to this part of the city. We haven't even considered moving in here. We've kept most of our units on this part of the city outside. So that was a great shot. And we've also taken glorious Altskaya Crossing. That is awesome. Now, it looks like there's an enemy vehicle here. It's a T-72 tank. A White Crow, guys. This is incredible. The Chechens absolutely have armor here. Get it, get it, get it. Do this, folks. This crossing is ours. With that White Crow there, we are not safe. No damage. No damage. The T-72's on his way. Let's get the T-80 out here. T-80 should be able to spot him. Talk about a battle between just monsters here. Gotta destroy that thing. Oh my goodness, he just vaporized our T-80. I did not expect the enemy to have T-72 tanks. Man, okay, that changes things for sure. Now, right now, it's only our actual... actually, we do have one T-80 on target. But it's mostly just these mechanized vehicles, the BMPs. No damage. He has continued to survive. I'm almost tempted to bring in air support now. Now, plenty more men on the way over there as well, and it looks like they're engaging and encountering some units. In fact, enemy units right near our sniper team. We've got some Chechen RPG teams right there, so I'm going to stop the sniper team and just have our units focus on these guys. You can see the city is already just being totally destroyed. We are really turning it into rubble, and there we go. It looks like, did we get it? Did we even get it? I honestly can't say. I do see some smoke there, but I'm not sure if that White Crow is destroyed. It looks like the enemy actually managed to rout one of our command teams here that we were pushing forward up Altskaya Street. We keep on focusing and firing. It looks like our mech infantry squad has got a bead on the enemy. Alright, yeah, now we're making the real pivotal move here. Just our entire HQ section. Beautiful shot there by our tank, just vaporizing that unit in the building. Unfortunately, I think the enemy White Crow is still combat operational. Altskaya Crossing remains ours, but all of the units that actually made it there are no longer alive. Just destroyed there. So we're going to have to push the rest of the men first. Strike Force 1 is pretty much destroyed. We still have a few units from Strike Force 1 that are stragglers left behind. This is an example over here, the T-80 tank. And I hope that that Crow is destroyed. We're going to get a look at it really, really soon. We'll get a look at that area. I do think we destroyed it, but it's not the end of our problems in this sector. In fact, we'll grab this tank right here, as well as this group of units, and I'm pushing them down the street as well. Look at that. Sure enough, more enemy Chechen sniper teams here. They're all over the place, man. They really just are ambushing us in wonderful ways. Keep firing, boys. Keep firing. Our sniper team's gone in there as well. Fighting this lone sniper. One of the Chechen snipers is down. He's actually got a Dragunov SVD sniper rifle. It's a good old Russian sniper rifle. Very reliable weapon. We lost a T-80. Man! This is the danger, of course, of bringing armor into the city, and why we just need to keep on unloading all of those BMPs in every possible situation. Because really, those things are easy kills for the enemy, easy kills for the Chechens. And look at this, we're still fighting Chechen troops that are trying to cross into our zone over here, maybe even trying to make it to the airport. What I'm going to start doing is taking some of these BMPs, not all of them, and unloading a few of our soldiers into this part of the city. But my goal was to pretty much just ignore this part of the city and really focus on the move in here. There's just so many houses to clear, and we can already see how well the Chechens are doing holding us up at these homes, this much wider area. So, yeah, man, I don't really want to get into that. I think it would be very dangerous. Come on now, come on now. He'd be over here if he was still alive. Nice job there. Destroyed some enemy troops. Let's pretty much. The suicidal Chechens in this area just keep throwing waves and waves of enemies. Kind of what we're doing in the center. But, you know, they don't actually have to take any areas. They just have to defend the areas they already have. Finally destroyed that sniper team with a nice shot from the T-80. Managed to finally do the trick. What I'm really curious about is that White Crow still alive? So we are going to fast forward here just a little bit. I don't usually like to do this in this game, but I'm just doing it to get that tank moving right now. In fact, the rest of the way I'll scout. Let's do it. The rumbling of our armor. But is it enough? That's the real question. Is it enough? Let's go ahead and unload these units too. We'll bring the rest of our infantry over here to the gas plant. We do have T-72 is taking fire, but it's this one all the way out here. And it just goes to show you, the enemy's not going to stop attacking our units. They already started attacking the Kazoyama station again. They've got plenty of rebel fighters in these homes, sort of seeking cover, ready to come out whenever they're needed. So I think what we want to do now, once we get these units, this group, we'll actually unload most of them. Start unloading these guys. Once we get them into this area, we'll push them into the gas plant. We'll push up to Altskaya Crossing, get a few of our T-72s up here, and then we're going to make a major push to the publishing house. After that, we have to deal with all of these areas, and I think the only way to take this is going to be unloading all of our infantry and just going house to house, little by little, to unlock this area. That being said, guys, that's all the fighting we're going to do today. I hope you guys enjoyed another day in Grozny. Every day in Grozny brings fighting. So if you guys would like to see another episode in the north of Grozny, let me know. If you guys want me to focus on another part of the city, let me know. Maybe we can go deep into the center, into the October district, or even the factory district, where the Chechens actually do have quite a lot of armor there. Basically our armor that they've stolen or haven't given back that they're going to use against us. So let me know what you guys would like to see, and I will make it happen, guys. I give you my word on that. Before I do, let me just go ahead and advance to Altskaya Crossing with this group. I'm not seeing that tank. I mean, it must be destroyed. I guess we'll find out if we come back to this episode, although there's definitely some sort of enemy mech unit, mech infantry unit, firing at our BMP here. And I think it's going to have to be entirely an infantry advance. We're getting most of those guys over there by the plant, so that's exactly what we're going to do with these other BMPs. Just unload them to the plant and kind of go from there. I think that's going to be the best way to go about this. Alright, my brothers, see you in the next part of the fight. Hope you had fun in this one.